Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing the April update for the Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. This is a project that I've been working on for the past 4 years and honestly it is one of my very favorite projects even still. It was created by Alexy, but so many people are working on this project. I will have her linked down below as well as links to some of my favorite panners that are also doing this project in case you are looking for some new content to binge yourself on. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome. As I said, my name is Ashley. I am an avid project panner and beauty content creator in general. So if that is something that you are into, you are definitely in the right place. And to all of my returning friends, welcome back. I love all of your faces and I am so glad that you are here. So as I mentioned, so many people work on this project and one of the things that I love about it is how everyone just sort of takes it and makes it their own. I think that that is such a great thing to have a project that can appeal to so many people, but also let so many people get what they need out of it. So let's talk about my sort of stipulation. So I'm currently working on five eyeshadows from 5 different palettes. I have the ultimate goal of hitting pan, but if I've used a shadow 30 times and I haven't hit pan, I give myself the option to go ahead and roll it out if it's something that I'm not enjoying or don't feel like pan is going to be something that I'm going to be getting to anytime soon. So I'm also not going to be panning anything that is a matte cream, matte black, matte white, any of those, toss them out from the go. So 5 eyeshadow palettes that I'm currently working on. Let's go ahead and talk about Soft Glam. This has been in, there are 3 of them that have been in the longest, and this is one of them. I'm working on the shade Cypress Umber from this palette. And, ooh, as you can see, I did get some pan on her. It's really small, but that's okay. Pan is pan. So I did use this an additional 9 times since our last update for a total of 28 uses in this project. So we were right under that 30 usage threshold and I'm very excited to have pan in it and rolling it out. The next item is coming from my ABH Sultry palette. I'm working on the shade Twig. This is what we are looking like here, and as you can see, I do have a really nice pan going here, which is also super duper exciting. So this one I used an additional 9 times as well since our last update. This one had more on it. This had, oh no, this had actually 30 uses on the nose. So very excited that I hit a goal in there. So we have 2 eyeshadows that are rolling out of this project. The next one that I'm working on is from my Lime Crime Venus XL2 palette. I'm working on the shade Locust. And it definitely does not have pan. I can't even really see too much of a dip going on in there. Sorry, the package is very reflective. So yeah, I have used this an additional 6 times since our last update for a total of 13 uses on this eyeshadow. So we're gonna be hanging out with her a little bit longer, which I'm fine with. It's a beautiful shadow and I will give you swatches of everything at the end. The next 2 shadows are ones that I rolled in as of the last update. The first one comes to us from my Oden's Eye Freja palette. I rolled in the shade Tour, which is this matte orange right here on the end. You can see I have some disturbance going on there. It's not really a dip, it really is just disturbance. I have used the shadow 5 times since bringing it into this project, and it is a gorgeous shadow, but it is very pigmented. I really don't need much at all. And then the final shade that I'm working on is from my Fenty Moroccan Spice palette. I rolled in the shade Spice Trip. All right, I swear one of these days I am going to get my act together, become a proper YouTuber, and check my battery before I start filming. Anyway, we were talking about the shade Spice Trip from my Fenty Moroccan Spice palette. It is this one right here. There is a bit of a disturbance going on in the pan, but that's really it at this point as well. I've used it 9 times since bringing it into this project, so certainly a fair amount, but it just isn't really budging. I don't have a lot of experience with the Fenty shadow formula, so I'm really not sure what to expect there. but I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. The shade itself is really beautiful. It's this like smoky mauve-y color, really pretty, and I've enjoyed using it, but we are definitely going to be with her for a good bit longer if this is an indication here. So that means that I have 2 eyeshadows rolling out, and we get to bring in 2 new ones. However, it's gonna look a little bit different this month. All of my makeup, or most of my makeup rather, is packed away in storage. So up until today, we had 8 palettes that were not packed away because they were in projects. I had the 5 palettes here, and then I have 3 from other projects. And then today, which has been a royally crummy day, my son and I went to TJ Maxx looking for sunglasses because my last pair broke. And you know how they say that you should never go to the grocery store when you're hungry because you don't make wise decisions? You shouldn't go shopping when you are in a bad mood because things like this happen. Yeah, I bought 2 new palettes that I didn't need and that I'm honestly kind of regretting. So from Morphe, I picked up the Coca-Cola Cherry Coke palette. I don't know why I did that. I mean, it's really pretty, don't get me wrong, but these are all shades that I definitely have already packed away in storage. So I have this now. And I picked up a Revolution palette. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Revolution's eyeshadow formula, but for some reason, this really fit with my mood. And I bought it as well, and I'm also kind of regretting it. So we now have 10 palettes that we can randomly roll from. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to randomize 1 through 10 on my Pretty Random app, and then that will tell me which palette we are going to be pulling from. We're going to do them in the order that I talked about them. So the Revolution palette is going to be last, Soft Glam is going to be first, and once we have the palette, we'll go ahead and we'll randomize the shade. So let's go ahead and randomize the first palette. The 8th palette. Okay, that is going to be my BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. I love this palette. This is so freaking pretty, and I am so happy to be playing with it. That is what it looks like there. It's like a bright neon palette, or a bright neon. I meant to say a bright pastel palette. Really enjoy it. It does have 16 shades in it, so let's see which shade we're going to be using. 15. Ooh, okay, that'll be fun. So that is going to be the shade The Hills. It's the shade right here. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right, and then for the second shade that we'll be working on, let's put my Pretty Random map back to 1 through 10. The 6th palette, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, my Wilderness palette, my Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. Okay, so that has, how many does this have? 20. This has 20 shades in it, so let's adjust this. All right, and let's see what shade we'll be working on. 14. All right, so 5, 10, 14. Ooh, this shade right here, that's a total Ashley shade. Okay, let me go ahead and get some swatches of all of these shades so you can see the color story that we are gonna be taking into the month of May. All right, so these are the shades here. This is Locust. This is Tour, Spice Trip, this is Marigold from the Wilderness palette, and this down here, this iridescent sort of shade is from Lost in Los Angeles. It's called The Hills. This is definitely not a summer sort of color story, but I don't care. I really like it. I think it's really pretty, and I'm really, really happy to be pulling these shades in, and honestly to be getting some movement in this project. It feels really, really good. So let me know, is this a project that you are working on? And if so, how are you doing in it? I would love to know. Let me know down in the comments below. As always, everything that I'm wearing as well as everything that I'm panning is going to be linked in the description box below. And if you have not subscribed, I hope that you'll consider doing so. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.